Hello everybody. I bet you've been wondering, like, where the uploads have been, and that's because I've been gone for almost 3 weeks. I spent a week hanging out with friends, and then I came home for 4 days, and then I went on a giant, week and a half vacation. So outside of like 4 days, I haven't been home in like 3 weeks. So, remember that league that I posted the draft analysis for right before I left on all these trips. This video is going to be weeks 1 through 6 of that league, and then hopefully they become weekly videos after that. But Beyond Two Souls will also be returning. I just need to actually sit down and record that, and I also have to deal with a bunch of stuff for college. So my week is absolutely busy. So we are going to make this video go as fast as we possibly can. Like I said, this is weeks 1 through 6. I'm not going to have team builders. My opponent's team is just going to be what you see. I would like to, let's see, Nada was the big one. Nada helped me prep for all but 2 of these games. And as you can see, there is only 5 links up here to battles. That is the other one I want to address, is that my week 5 battle versus Nada, I will not show just for embarrassment reasons, reasons that I feel really, really bad about, and I will just say the result when I get to that point. It is week 5, so it goes like right here. If you can see my mouse. There we go. So let's see. He, Dermanitan, me, Arceus, Vinny. It's my switch into this. I'm like max physical defense, I believe, or something like that. Aegislash comes in. Should have, Celestial was a nice switch there, but I should have, just Nature's Madness. I do make that mistake later in the match. I should Nature's Madness because Aegislash is his Vinny switch in. I do have Nature's Madness. He Nasty Plots, and so I'm Cancer Celestial set, and then I get my Toxic Spikes up on his switch into the Nidoqueen, so something has to get poisoned unless he goes back into the Thundurus, which at that point, like, I can hit it with an attack. And basically my idea is to get the Nidoqueen dead, even though Aegislash isn't affected, so I can get Toxic Spikes up on the Mewtwo, Darmanitan, and Suicune. Because Suicune comes in, it's poisoned, it's on a timer. Darmanitan is really helpful to whittle it for other threats and stuff. And then Mewtwo, this is Mega Mewtwo X, by the way, I believe. So, that's that. Let's see, this is this stuff, this happens, that happens. I do the exact same thing, because I know this thing is going to come in. I go into this thing, he Nasty Plots again. And I don't want to set up a T-Spike, because then there's 2 T-Spikes up. I just want 1 T-Spike so that I can whittle them down faster. And I know that his switch is probably the Nidoqueen. I have no drawback to just Power Gemming, and he actually decided to attack there, so he just lost his Thundurus. I am Speed Boost Nihilego. Here comes the Mewtwo. Here comes the Mega Mewtwo X. He does that. Stuff happens. This thing is really nice, Mewtwo X switching. That stuff happens here, and then I believe I Z-move on the next turn. Yes, I do. This was played like a month ago, so I'm just running through it really fast. Don't really remember a whole lot. There's Darmanitan. So the Mewtwo, Darmanitan, and Suicune all got poisoned, which is really what I wanted to go for with that Toxic Spike. If he removes the Toxic Spikes at this point, it does not matter because he doesn't have a Cleric. This is the one play I was talking about earlier where I should have clicked Nature's Madness because I can't burn him in Misty Terrain. I completely forgot about that. So I should have just clicked Nature's Madness. Shadow Ball, he has to make a bunch of predictions at this point because he lost 2 big win cons. I miss a Leech Seed, but that's fine. As long as he doesn't get a Spadef drop, we're good. Because this thing can still wall him because I actually have Flamethrower also on this set. So I just protect, get health back. Like I said, this is the Cancer Celesteela set. That happens. That's just unfortunate, but he's a special attacker anyways. Let's see, stuff keeps happening and stuff, so I click this, he clicks that, because he doesn't really have a choice. let's skip up. He brings in Mewtwo, gets poisoned, bulks up. Yeah, because I don't have the flying type move, I can't really hit him. He goes for the Drain Punch, does nothing because I have max physical defense for the Darmanitan and the Mewtwo. It's a great switch into both of them. Then Headbutt still does almost half, and I just can click Nature's Madness, and at that point, Poison on top of Leech Seed will kill him. So he does stuff like that. Nidoqueen comes in, finally gets rid of the Poison. Ice Beam doesn't really do anything, doesn't freeze me because of the Misty Terrain. And I can just two-shot him with Moongeist. That's fun. And then the Darmanitan comes back in, and he clicks U-turn. I figured out he was choiced later, so he had to click U-turn just as his best play. Yeah, we end up 6-0ing this guy in our first battle. So I really like the team. I do end up making a few changes later, but second battle versus Zone. Hi, Zone. Arceus, Ground, Finny. Finny was my lead because I thought he would lead this. He actually has quite a bit of bulk on this because this is supposed to like easily 2-hit KO, and it actually appears to be a roll. So he does that stuff. I didn't think that would kill. I do this. He does that. I do this. He does that. I think, yeah. He was, because I outsped him, he was slow, Arceus. So, like, yeah, like I said, he had some bulk in order to take surfs from the Finny and stuff like that. So here comes the Eviltal. I switch out into my Arceus Dark. He eats these hits like a boss. And it is at this point that he reveals that his Ho-Oh is Assault Vest. So, that Thunderbolt should have done about 40 to 50% if he was not Assault Vest. So realistically, my only thing to beat his Ho-Oh at this point is Rock Slide, Autotomize, Celesteela, or Garchomp. So I got into Garchomp on the Sacred Fire, just hoping it wouldn't burn. It's like, and it did burn. That was my only switch into this thing, because it's a physical attack and Nihilego has awful physical defense, and I didn't want to lose my Nihilego because I need rocks up for the Ho-Oh, and that is my rock setter. So just go for the Swords Dance, get myself up to neutral, just do as much damage to this Giratina as I can before he takes me down. Dragon Tail, I mean, he basically turns my Garchomp into a free sack at that point. And I get to Thunder Wave his Giratina, which is yay stuff. I do this. He eats that pretty well, but he gets paralyzed. That's a little unfortunate. I do this. He does that. Bye bye. He goes this, and I don't have many switch-ins to this, so I just sack my Garchomp. It's good that he burned me because I did the damage and stuff. And the Nihilego, I get to paralyze his Mawile. I go Arceus Dark. He goes Knock Off, knowing that he would probably knock off. I get to click Earth Power. It does that. He does Play Rough. It does that. I get my rocks up because this was the only time I could get my rocks up because Toxapex and like this was like the best chance that he wouldn't defog, because his Mawile was in. Had I gone Celesteela, then I go Celesteela, and then he just brings in his Ho-Oh, and I don't have rocks up, and then I basically have to either sack Nihilego or sack Lunala to the Ho-Oh. So I chose to get my rocks up now to make sure that the Ho-Oh was punished when it came in. He used Sucker Punch and it failed. As I clicked Autotomize, it was my only win condition at that point. I can go for the Heavy Slam and just win. I don't know why he didn't click Sucker Punch on that turn, but I get to click Earthquake. He clicks Scald. As long as it doesn't burn me, it doesn't burn me. So we do end up winning this match because like I just click Earthquake there. I just click Rock Slide on the next turn. As long as we don't like miss Rock Slides or anything. And we're a +2 at this point, so we can OHKO literally everything. He does that, I do this, and then we outspeed the Toxapex, and I can just click Earthquake. So, we end up winning that match. So we start the season 2-0. I mean, that's not bad. I will take a 2-0. Match 3. This one was a lot closer than the last two. Let's see. That happened. That happened. That happened. Outrage was my only thing to hit his Arceus Dragon very hard. He does this, I do this, I do that. He reveals that he is not Flash Fire for some weird reason. I forget that this thing gets Stomping Tantrum. Stuff happens. Stuff happens. He does this. My Garchomp is actually scarfed, and like the entire match, like I don't really like reveal that until a certain point. He does this, I do this, stuff happens. The only way he could have killed me there was with Sludge Bomb, which is why I stayed in. I didn't know if he would actually run Sludge Bomb. If he was, then he wasn't some other coverage move. Stuff happens. He should have figured out that I was Scarf right there, just by bringing it in on his Darkrai. And like he switched his, so I brought Garchomp in on Darkrai, which screamed that I was Scarf, and then because I had like 1% health left, and then he brought Coco in, so I thought maybe his Coco was Scarf to outspeed Scarf Garchomp. So I'm thinking this entire time his Coco's Scarf, but then he reveals right there his Coco is not Scarf. So I have no idea what he's doing. Maybe he doesn't know I'm Scarf Garchomp, which I find very weird. I didn't know Entei got a Grass move, so I lost my second Pokemon there that I didn't intend to lose. But here comes the Coco, and this is where he reveals that he is Shucko, which is why he brought in his Coco. He Gleams, takes out my Garchomp. At this point, I have to win with my Lunala. It is the only way that I win. And in order to do that, I need to be able to take a hit from the Groudon. I can take one hit from the Groudon, and I'm actually running Trick Room on this set because I underspeed his entire team except for Groudon. So if he is slow Groudon, we just lose right here. But if he's fast Groudon, if he's some type of sweeper set, we just win. Brings in the Groudon, and I click Calm Mind on his Rock Polish, and it is at this point that I realize he is Rock Polish, and I realize we win the game if we bring in Lunala and click Trick Room. So yes, he goes for the Fire Punch, doesn't do a whole lot, goes out and do Darkrai. I did click Trick Room at some point. Yep, there's Trick Room. And now because he is fast Groudon, I get to outspeed, and we can guaranteed take one hit. Even if our thing was broken, we could take one hit, and we win. We start this league 3-0, which is really rare, and that's never happened to me before. Next match. Special shout out to this guy. He helped me plan my draft. I ended up dropping Raikou for Mega Manectric for this match because Mega Manectric helped a lot with this match. I do this, and then I have to do this when he does this, and he does this, but he does that, and so I do this. And then I'm Wakanberry, so I can do that, and then I can click this. And then his Kyurem is the one thing that beats my Wincon. Yeah. So there goes Kyurem. That stuff, and that was just kind of icing on the cake. He does that, I do this. His land is really low, I bring in this because it outspeeds. He does this, I do this. I just click HP Ice there, like I didn't have to predict anything. Was I Scarf Tran? I believe I was Scarf Tran in this match. Was I? Yeah, I was Scarf Tran. I think I was. No, I was Leftovers, okay. Magma Storm was for, like, the Decidueye and the... Yeah. He does this so that he gets the -1 so that this can kill this. I was fine getting rid of my Nihilego right there. He does that, which does this. So he has to do this. So then I get a free this. I get a free Earth Power. That does a lot. But still, like, I can just win at this point. Because I just clicked Flamethrower at this point. I mean, that was just bad luck right there that I burned him. But he was like really specially defensive. So I preserve differential and I go into my heat ran knowing that he can't toxic it. I Magma Storm. Stuff happens. And at this point, he can't roost stall me anymore because he's getting hit by Magma Storm every turn. However, I decide to miss Magma Storm. He goes for Leaf Blade. It does like 4%. He does that. That dies. And at that point, Magirna just dies. I taunted in the event that he was Shift Gear. I had to sack my Heat Ran just to make sure that he wasn't Shift Gear, because he was Shift Gear, he kind of just won right there. And then he IQ, and I just kind of won. Okay, so that's week 4, and we won our first 4 matches. So like I mentioned, there is a battle in between here, week 5. I'm not going to display it, like I said, just for embarrassment reasons. I still won the match, though. I won the match, so I move on to 5-0 for the league. And like people who are in the league who watch that video, they will understand what I'm talking about when I say I don't want to show that match because I'm kind of embarrassed. I made a lot of stupid I did a lot of stupid things during that match, and I still ended up winning somehow. So yeah, so this is the next match. This is week 6, and this team is like I didn't think my team was that good at post draft, but like at this point, like everybody rated me like the #1, which I didn't think that I was. I thought that this guy was the #1. His team is really, really good. He leads the Mewtwo, and I switched to this, and at this point, like I'm max Spadef Arceus. So what I should have done here was recovered, but instead I go for payback, because whoever helped me with the prep that week said it would be better to run payback over judgment, and I trusted them. So I go into Manectric on the Klefki, and it's at this point that I realized I wasn't running Defog on my Tapu Fini, so I was really weak to Hazard Stack. And because my Arceus took 30% and couldn't recover, because of the spikes, and also that critical hit, it basically just died. And now every time Mewtwo comes in, something dies. So yeah, that happens. That happens. If I could have just Shadow Balled again, then that would have really helped. But no, I have to do this. He has to do that. I forget about the Misty Terrain, and I do that. He does that. I figured he would do that. We can skip ahead a couple turns. I mean, Digger is just kind of one at this point. I did that in the event that he was Focus Sash. He did that, which just it just ended the game. Like I protected thinking he would Spore. But he was actually Scarfed. He was not Focus Sash like I thought he would be. And that happens. So because of the Sticky Web, like he can do this. I can do that. Yeah. So we do end up losing our first match, but I'm not too worried about it because we won our first 5. So if I win another game or 2, I believe I have to win 2 more games to lock for playoffs. And I already played who in my mind was the #1 team. So I'm completely content losing to that team because I know that I'm still in a really good position for playoffs. And then, let's see, I explained week 5, and then, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for this video. So like I said, I'm hoping that the battles come out weekly at this point. I don't have to do another 6 battle upload. But like I said, my schedule's just been really tight, so I'm going to put them all in one video. I get that this isn't enjoyable, like, as a viewer, but I'm doing this just to document these battles and just show some of my thought processes, but also, you know, in the event that I don't upload this, people are asking, oh, where's weeks 1 through 6? So this is just to document, hey, this is what happened in weeks 1 through 6. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it is Beyond Two Souls.